Howdy everyone, I have returned. Welcome back to Alex Crossing. It's been a minute. We got a lot to talk about. Before we talk about it, let's go ahead and do our intro. Welcome to Alex Crossing. This is the stream / daily video in which I will play Animal Crossing every day until it is finished, and we've been making good progress. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, leave a like down below. It always helps. Also, be sure to leave a letter down below based on this week's journal prompt, which this week's journal prompt is, what is some good work that you have done? Not work that you've done for any pay or any reason besides something that you've wanted to accomplish that you set out to do on your own. A good example would be like exercise, studying a topic that you're interested in, be it philosophy, psychology, or anything really. Or building something you've wanted to build because you wanted to. Hey there! Howdy! Come back, please, I want to talk to you. Aw, heck. Anyway, that's our topic for this week. I haven't had a chance to read off letter time for a while, but that's because I've been super busy with life. But hey, now I'm back on track. Yes. After I finish reading this real quick. Alright, we got some stuff we gotta get rid of. Alright, first we got letter from the museum. We're gonna go ahead and toss this. I know exactly which fossils we need, so there's gonna be a lot of selling fossils. Also, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be all over the place today. It's been a while since I've streamed, so I'm a teensy bit out of practice, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I got a letter from home. Let's read it. Watching a scary movie the other night. Your father was fast asleep, of course, and I yelled at the top of my lungs. Every light on our street went on. Still groggy. Love, Mom. Aw, thanks, Mom. Anyway, what do we got here? We got a green golf bag and a lovely table and some spoiled turnips, which I'm not happy about. Let's go ahead and get the rest of our letters. I don't know what sick crime he'll commit. Whenever Vea plays, I watch Bob with fear now. I don't know what he's going to do. But I'm scared of him now. Oh, hey, Chari, I wish I could just throw away their letters. I wish I could set up like a block for them. Nothing other than the amazing Yuki figurine. What are you waiting for? I don't know. Let's go check out the Yuki figurine after this. I don't know what sick crimes he'll do. Beautiful hand-drawn wallpaper in stock. Oh, that's neat. Throw it away. Yes. Okay. Finally. Oh, from Vea. Roy. She always has a way with words. What is it? Present. Roy? Mega Percoloid. I see. Oh, I think this might have been the wooden gyroid. She found the other day. I thought she was going to put it up on her gyroid for sale. I know she was just going to send it to me. That was nice of her. And then we have a letter from the museum. Let's read this. Trilobite again. We already have that one. So at this point, we're pretty much just selling all the fossils we get duplicates of. But yeah, the reason I haven't been on so much is I mentioned in the description for the last video is that I got a new job and I'm looking forward to it. I got laid off of that job before I even showed up. They called me and they called me up and told me they no longer had a spot open. So I was never even able to like work there. I didn't even make it in on my first day, and I had ruined my entire sleep schedule in order to do it. So that's fun. I'm not happy about that. An amber, which I already have. Womp womp. But what I've been up to lately is a lot of what I would like to call good work. Just things I do for myself that I think are fun. A very common thing you'll hear about games in particular is people will say that a game is full of just busy work. And people will express befuddlement, I guess, for lack of a better word, like amazement and like surprise that anyone would actually be into something like MMO, which is just a lot of repetitive busy work, and I can't deny that. And something that I think a lot about is the difference between that kind of busy work and the kind of work that you do at home for yourself. Or between that kind of busy work and just work that you do for money. You know, it's like, oh, if I'm going to work, I might as well get paid for it, right? But like, I'm thinking about that, and what the conclusion I've kind of come to, and the conclusion that others have likely come to themselves long before me, because everything I think of and come to a conclusion on in real life is something that other people smarter than me thought about long before me. Wow, that's actually a perfect fit. Hello, Roy. Where should I put Roy? There we go, now we have a good variety of instruments. But yeah, this is one of those things that I've been thinking a lot about lately, and it's just one of the #1 things I've done over the last couple of years has been staying busy. It's been, alright, if I'm at home, what am I going to be doing? Well, if I'm at home, I'm going to be working. I'm going to be playing a game that requires my full attention all the time, or I'm going to be, like, working on D&D campaigns and such. I'll be streaming. Like, streaming was the #1, like, work replacer I did. Like a Percoloid, which is the new one, right? Yes, it is. Okay. But yeah, the #1 work replacer I've been doing has been streaming. It's like I'm home, I want to play games, I want to hang out with friends, and so I'll combine them all in order to do the stream thing, which is, you know, which has been going great, as you can tell. And I really enjoy doing it. However, I found as though the time that I'm having the least amount of fun streaming is when I really get into the mindset of trying to apply some sort of extrinsic value to whatever I'm doing. So, realizing that no one's watching is a big thing that happens to me on stream, where things are going great, and you glance over at that little number, and it's at 0 or 2, and you're like, why isn't anyone talking? Does everyone hate me? And you get into that mindset, you know? That's when you stop having fun, and you realize that, you know, when you realize, it's when the existential dread starts to set in and you stop having fun streaming. And I think at that point, because you attach a number to what should be something intrinsically valuable to you, is when it stops being fun. And you can attach that number, like, for example, those numbers are best used, those numbers, like follower numbers, view numbers, subscription counts, that kind of thing, is best served as a background element that you don't really think about, you know? And so that's when I'm having the most fun streaming, is when I'm not even thinking about people watching. And if they watch, they watch. If they don't, they don't. That's tough. That's tough to get in that mindset, but once you do, it's when things get a lot better. Oh, D. Acres. Oh yeah, keep an eye out. Yep. I gotta go drop off my turnips. Yeah, it's just the kind of thing I think a lot about lately. The biggest thing I've also been thinking about is merit. The idea of what constitutes merit. And that's like a issue at the core of, for lack of a better word, society. I said the S word, oh no. And it's the idea that are people who live in America, or just in any first world country, actually rewarded for their merit? And I've been thinking long and hard about this. So it's like, if we are living in a meritocracy, and someone is doing better than me, I actually like how that looks, I'm gonna wear that. Someone is better off than me. Does that mean that they are more deserving of what they have than I am? And I think the answer is no and yes, depending on what that person has done. Something I have learned is that if someone has to give you something, then you haven't earned it. Because at that point, the merit that you may or may not possess is left up to the judgment of the other person. So let's say you do you're working hard and you work really hard at work, right? And your boss comes and gives you a promotion. Did you earn that promotion? Well, maybe. However, you can't be sure because your boss had to come give it to you. He might have had ulterior motives. He might have given it to you for any number of reasons, just like how a boss might refuse to give you a promotion, even though you very well might have earned it. Because a promotion is something that isn't real. It's something that has to be given to you, versus something you've earned on your own. Let's say, for instance, let's take, for example, you're at home working instead. and you work really, really hard to improve a certain skill. Let's say in this instance you play the bongo drums, or you play a drum like this, right? And over time you record yourself and you can hear yourself improving, and you can tell that you're getting better at it and more towards where you want to be as you slowly improved at your task. At that point, you can look at what you've done and go, all right, I earned that. You earned that level of skill, because there is nothing there except for you and your drum telling you what you've earned. And so that kind of ties into the idea of good work. For example, right now I am playing Final Fantasy XIV, and I am currently setting up and writing a D&D campaign. On top of that, I am also cleaning the house, as well as streaming. Like, I stream daily and I stream on the weekends, or at least I'm hoping to going forward. This last week's been a bit crazy. And what these tasks are things I do purely for the joy of doing them and for the joy of improving at them. So these are things that I have to do. I have them set on a schedule in which I have to do them. So for example, when I'm done here, I'm going to be typing in a text document for the next probably rest of the night. I got to work on the D&D campaign. After that, I'm going to be doing busy work in Final Fantasy, and aside from both of those things, if I'm not doing either of those things, I'm going to be cleaning the house. I'm going to be doing laundry. I'm going to be cleaning the floors, or cleaning up after the cats. Pretty much I'm always going to be doing something that could be qualified as work. Even Final Fantasy XIV, it's like that's probably the thing that's probably the least work-like of all of them. However, what I am doing in the game is very grindy and busy work-like. And all of these things are things that I can place great value upon because I am doing them purely for the value of doing them. No one has to tell me that I did well at my that I'm finished with my D&D campaign, because I'll know when I'm finished. Same thing goes for streaming. How's it going, Bob? Evil. Velma really bummed me out. The way I talk isn't uncool. Making fun of the way I talk is. You think I sound funny when I talk? I can't stop doing it. No way. Yeah, you villain. Yeah, Bob, you sound great, man. Or was I? But yeah, pretty much these are all tasks in which I have to do them. They are technically work, but I enjoy doing them versus something like a job in which, for example, my old job that I used to have, I excelled at. I was really good at it. However, I could never take any joy in it because I was constantly relying on extrinsic value. It was always about maybe getting a promotion. It was always about getting paid, working overtime so I could get paid more so that I could eat. And so any value that I could have taken out of working that job was removed from me purely by the fact that I had to do it, and that I had to do it for money. A big part of another thing that gives value to work is the idea of what will happen if I stop. What will happen if I stop streaming? Well, you won't have a stream going up, you won't be getting any new viewers from streaming, and if you don't get any new viewers from streaming, then oh well. You'll have to meet people other ways. You might eventually be able to turn into a career, but that's a maybe, so don't even bank on that. And so what ends up happening with that is the idea that, well, it's okay if I let it go, and I don't have to do it. Same thing goes for 14. What happens if I stop playing 14? Well, I mean, you're going to be overpaying a bit, but you can just cancel your sub. It's not a big deal. And if you stop making the D&D campaign, well, you'll have a couple weeks where you can relax because sessions happen weekly. But eventually, if you don't keep writing, people won't, the players won't be able to play, and the D&D will have to get canceled. But they'll still all be your friends in the end, Owl and Vea and Temdrick aren't gonna suddenly hate me for not running D&D sessions, and so it's okay if I let these things go. Interacting with them is a net positive, What's going on, Dizzy? Yeah, I know her. Aw. Sure, let's see it. Hope you like big bears. I get that email sometimes, but it's usually to link me to certain kinds of websites. Sure does. Anyway, nothing like sending someone a letter to make them feel better and then just have them insult you for it. So I'm thinking about like when I wrote that letter to Bob. What's up, Betty? Yeah, it's weird. Almost like they don't have models for long sleeve clothing yet. But I'm able to let go of these things. Meanwhile, if I let go of work, well, we can't eat, and so this is something that we have to do. And so naturally, this work that I would have enjoyed, that I should be able to do because I enjoy doing it, or not that I should, but that I would enjoy if I was able to choose whether or not I did it, becomes, you know, I don't want to say bad work, but it just becomes work that I don't benefit from, you know, even though I'm getting paid for it. It's something I can't take much joy into because I have to do it. Totally agree. Another thing I've learned over the last few years is kind of the value of basing my conclusions off of what I see around me. Because I can't tell you how many times people I know will give me advice based off of something they heard or that they heard on the news that are contrary to what I have seen and what I know to be true. And it's bit me in the butt. Where else someone will go like, "Oh hey, so and so, they're hiring right now. You should go see." And I'll go like, "Hey, are you guys hiring?" And they'll go, "No." I'll be like, "Oh, okay." And I had no reason to believe that information other than my trust in that person. Does that mean I shouldn't trust people? To a point, I should trust them, but definitely I should follow up and draw my own conclusions. And again, these are probably things that everyone else already knows. They're like, well, duh. Why are you stupid? Why wouldn't you, think that from the default? But then again, I don't know. Maybe there's people watching that don't understand. I didn't get it. And it's just little things I'm learning through life over time. And it's cold in the house right now. Why does the snowball always spawn here? You guys notice that? Every single time it spawns by the water, where someone's gonna knock it in. But yeah, I've been thinking a lot about that. The difference between good work and, the difference between work that you value and work that you don't. I guess what it comes down to is, very similar to gameplay you value that you don't. Or gameplay that you value versus gameplay that you don't, which is this fun to do? On its own, in a vacuum, in an empty room, is this fun to do? And I think for a lot of things I'm doing right now, they are. And also, knowing that even in the moments where it's not fun to do, there will be a goal at the end that I'm working towards. It makes it a lot better. So for example, Final Fantasy XIV, I have to do this okay, so it's an MMO, and in MMOs you need certain gear to make your character stronger, right? And in order to get gear, you have to get these things called tomestones, and tomestones allow you to buy gear. However, in order to get these tomestones, you have to do something called a duty roulette. And what a duty roulette is, it basically puts you in a bunch of dungeons randomly with other players, and they're basically, it makes it so you have to replay certain dungeons you've already completed with other people in order to make sure that those people who are going through them for the first time have people to play with. And so that's how the duty roulette works. And I'm doing that every time I log into Final Fantasy XIV now, is I do my roulettes, and then I go do the stuff I actually want to do. The reason why is if I stack up tomestones, it allows me to get gear for my class, and even though I don't enjoy doing those tomestone grinds, I still do them because I know in the long run it will make things a lot easier for me and I'll have more fun. And even so, there are moments where I do have a lot of fun doing those quest lines. Sometimes I'm surprised and get put into a dungeon that I haven't done already. And so yeah, it's really enjoyable. At the end of the day, even though you think it wouldn't be. I don't know, I'm very rambery. I'm very rambery today, my goodness. Very rambly today, but just kind of want to say is that stay busy when you're at home. That's probably one of the best ways to not fall into depression, is to give yourself something to do. And if you do that, and if you put, you know, time into your work, you'll have a good time. Are you okay, Billy? Billy's being creepy. Uh-oh. But yeah, that's something that I found myself really enjoying. And if you burn out, it's good to let go, but another time it's just like, oftentimes I'll find myself like, for example, when I took a break from streaming, I always wanted to find something to put my time and effort into. Yeah, I tried. I would have if I could have, Gabby. But, yeah, I'll find myself, like, whenever one task finished, I'll find myself, like, I don't ever want to have an empty plate. Whenever I have an empty plate, I fill it up with something. So it's like, if I'm not playing 14, I'm playing Kenshi. If I'm not playing Kenshi, I'm working on some game that I had, it's, like, really long, but I need to take the time to finish. I'm always working on something, which goes a long way to keep me, you know, not depressed. On occasion, though, it just happens and you can't do anything about it. Sometimes you just get depressed and that's how it is. And you just gotta work with it. I'm glad I gave myself this task, though. This is a good task to undertake. I really enjoyed, you know, streaming Animal Crossing for you guys. I'm gonna need to grab more stationery from home after this. Let's head on into Nookway. Am I playing in an emulator? Yeah, I'm using Dolphin with a HD texture pack. Find 2-2 and Strike, I think. I'll keep that strategy in mind. Yeah. But yeah, I'm using the Dolphin emulator. Can you? Certainly. Yeah. You just gotta take your ROM, whether it's a backup or someone that a friend sent you, and run it through the Dolphin emulator. Yeah, no problem. Happy to help. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, I'm selling stuff. Yep, just look up Dolphin emulator, and you'll find the software you need, and then from there, you just have to find a ROM and put it in. If you want it to look this nice, you're gonna have to do a bit extra work, but you can figure it out. Yeah, man, have fun. Anything else I wish to sell? No, I'm good. Thank you, Tom. Heck. I think I don't really want it. I don't think I want anything from here. That shirt's nice, though. The monkey shirt? I'll try it on. Wow, I really do feel like a monkey. I'll buy it. That's great. It's monkey time, guys. Friendship ended with striped shirt. Now monkey shirt is my best friend. Wow, look great. Let's wear it out of here. That was a great time. Alright, let's run on home, drop off our shirts and stuff. And then I gotta grab some stationery so I can write a few more letters and deliver these fossils. Real excited. Yeah, Veya's been playing this a lot while I'm gone. Hey there, Pate. What's new? Aw. Yes. We'll go right. Aw, heck. Left. Left? We did it! Yay! Happy to help, buddy. Man, I miss Nintendo Power. I really wish magazines would release, like, I don't know, it's like... Okay, so I guess a good example of this would be like art books, where like you can find the D&D Art and Arcana book, in which it's a bunch of old art from D&D manuals that you can no longer get a hold of. And so there's a bunch of really cool old art here, and I really wish Nintendo Power would release like a Nintendo Power compendium, where it's like, okay, here is all the magazines for this year printed as they were, in like an encyclopedia format. Here you go. There you go. It's like in a nice hardcover book. All the posters and everything are still there, and you can just read them the year they came out. Because I have some nostalgia for old Nintendo Power. I remember I actually bought some at a yard sale way after their time, and I actually like would read like articles about like Virtual Boy games that were coming out. That I actually went like, oh man, I never played the Virtual Boy. I can't wait to try that one day. And boy, I still haven't tried that, but like, man, I've lost interest over time. Got me interested in Earthworm Jim. Want to try that someday. Let's remove an item. Let's get the thick paper. And we'll write a letter to the museum. Cool. Alright, now we have 6 letters to send off. Goodness. I have 2 shirts to put downstairs. But yeah, I'd love to get some old Nintendo Power magazines. Actually, I'd like to get some old PlayStation magazines as well. But I haven't been able to. I'm actually thinking about selling some of this furniture. What kind of stuff do I have down here that Vea would be into? I think literally just the Apple TV. I'll sell her the Apple TV. She'll like that. Because, yeah, the room's getting a bit full. Here's what we can do. Start compressing the room together. I also would like that for, like, specifically the PlayStation magazines. Really for all of them. Because I know different countries had different magazines, and we had different runs of the PlayStation magazine here in the States. Like, we had PSM and PTOM. I want the PSM magazines purely for the Joe Mad art. For those who don't know, Joe Madureira, I think his name is, who is the artist behind Battle Chasers, Darksiders, and what else? Battle Chasers, Darksiders, and you know that new League of Legends game, Ruined King? He did the work on that as well. Well, he used to do all the covers for PlayStation Magazine, and all of them were just these really cool stylized versions of PlayStation characters, like Leon Kennedy, what's his name from Legacy of Kain? Oh, Raziel from Legacy of Kain. Just a bunch of really cool old PlayStation games. Cloud from Final Fantasy. And really, if you just want really cool art, you can check out the Joe Madureira PlayStation Magazine covers. To the point where I actually have considered finding HD versions of them and having them printed out as posters. Oh man, Vea's gonna love this Apple TV. Sell for 1,000 bells. There we go, just a bit of an upcharge. Anyway. I guess now that we've gotten what we needed, I could sell this. I should have probably sold the sea bass back then. But we can check out, we can go start doing chores for the other villagers. Let's go do some chores for Velma. Oh, hey there, Snake. Nice. Will do. I brought fish. I guess I completed a job for Snake just now. Oh, hey, that's getting sold. Will do. Hey, Snake. Anything? Alright, cool. We finished the Snake quest line for today. Let's go talk out Velma. I don't even want to begin to think about that. Velma, hey! No! Ah! Eee! Let me in. Give me work. Oh, I want your painting so bad. Hey Velma, what's up? Can I help out? Take this comic book straight over to Chevra. really like this outfit I'm wearing. Oh, she's wearing the same one! We match! Hey, look at that! Anyway, Chevra. Where on earth does Chevra live again? Bored. I'll keep that in mind, man. Thanks for letting me know. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Anyway, one of the Bob bots, one of Bob's evil robots has come to the chat. I think of other cool magazines and old stuff like that. Like, I know I love, like, flipping through strategy guides at, like, thrift stores and stuff whenever I go there. I found this Final Fantasy X strategy guide I thumbed through once at like a religious bookstore that I thought was super cool. Ironic that I found it at a religious bookstore now that I think about it. Man, I think Final Fantasy is a franchise that I don't know if it's anti-religion, but it's definitely anti-organized religion. I remember there was that terrible game theory video about the topic, but I would actually like to see someone dive further into it. Because I know, like, Metro is anti-religion. But, like, yeah, I found, I just find it fascinating in how many of those games involve you, like, taking down the Pope, but, like, the Devil Pope. Right, I don't know where Chevra is, but we'll keep an eye out for her. Anyway, if we can't find Chevra, let's go talk to Robin, see if Robin has any work for me. But yeah, I was just thinking about, like, Final Fantasy X. You know, let's go through them all. With all the ones that I can remember, at least. In Final Fantasy I, your main villain is a man who summons ancient elemental deities, or demons, to eventually become a god of chaos himself. But that's more of a Satan equivalent than a god equivalent, you know? I want a job, Robin. Alright, so check him off the list. Final Fantasy II, the Emperor Palamecia makes a deal with the devil. So, again, not God. I want a job. Nope. Alright, that's fine. Betty and Dizzy. Let's go talk to Dizzy. Hey, Dizzy. I want a job. Alright, if I see a ball, I'll take it over to Dizzy. Already did a job for Snake. Emerald and Jane. Let's go talk to Emerald. Final Fantasy III. You know, now that I think about it, yeah, the whole anti-religion angle is only really a thing in certain games. I know it's a thing in 10, I know it's a thing in 14, I don't know about anything past that point. So I guess I know nothing. Blanket statements, you gotta love them. And much like a real-life blanket, they're very easy to poke holes in. Need anything? Sure. Oh no! I can do it this time. I'll take a picture book to Gabby and hope we run into Chevra on the way. So, Chevra and to Gabby. Okay. Well, I'm over here and grab the ball too. Honestly, with how much the ball gets stuck on things, and in this game, I can totally see why they didn't include it in later games. I know I saw Gabby over here because this is where he complained at me. Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill! Hey, Bill! Anyway. I don't know why I'm so out of it today, guys. I think it's because I'm trying to, like, tone down my caffeine intake. And so instead of my normal 2 cups of coffee every morning, I had a cup of coffee and I've been drinking tea ever since. I'm hoping it's going to give me a much smoother caffeine release that I'm more comfortable with. Delivery, Gabby! I didn't mess it up this time. Here's your picture book, buddy. It is. Why do I have it? Yeah, some nice. What item did he give me? Snappy print? Do I like it better than the monkey shirt? Nope. That'll go in the basement. Alright, well I didn't run into Chevro. Bill, you got any work for me? 9:34:39 a.m. Wow, okay. I didn't know that. I need work. Alright, so no work for Bill. Chuck's probably asleep. Alright, is there a way for me to... No, there isn't. Nope, son of a gun. Alright, well have fun seeing me struggle to get this ball uphill. You two, right? Yes. Yeah, I can totally see why they didn't bring the ball back in later games. Like, if this is the reason, that is. That's another thing. People will say I can totally see why, but like, we don't know. That's the number one thing. I feel like I need to be willing to say I don't know a lot more often. Because there are so many times in which I'll go, did you know, blank, and the person will go, really? That doesn't seem right, and I'll go, crap. Now that I've said it, I can either double down or I can look it up and feel like an idiot. And so I look it up and feel like an idiot, because doubling down just doesn't work, because if you're wrong, you look really silly. Then again, doubling down might work as a gamble sometimes. But then again, no one likes you. If you double down, you just come across looking like a jerk. You know what's a great show that I've been watching a lot of lately? Gravity Falls. It's been a while since I watched it. I remember it was one of my... It was... I guess the way I'd put it is it was the ray of sunshine in, like, the hellscape that was Disney Channel. I don't know if you guys know this, but having a sibling makes it very difficult to choose who watches TV. And so when your little sister gets home from school slightly earlier than you, well, you don't get to pick you don't get to pick the TV channel, and you get stuck watching Nickelodeon and Disney when you really want to watch Cartoon Network, Comedy Central. And so, yeah, just endless crappy Disney sitcoms. Wow, this is awful. Alright. Heck with this quest. Gotta find Chevra. I'm gonna find Chevra and deliver this. Hello, Snowball. But yeah, when you're stuck watching nothing but Disney Channel all day, it's not great. And so there was one thing I did enjoy on Disney Channel, however, and that was Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb was great, but it was like the only cartoon on the channel. Hey, Chevra, you're adorable. Delivery. And so, like, the only cartoon on the channel was Phineas and Ferb for the longest time. And out of nowhere, we got Fish Hooks and we got Gravity Falls. And I wasn't crazy about Fish Hooks, but I really liked Gravity Falls. And that first season, I caught what episodes I could. And then I'm like, oh man, this is great. I'm really happy this new show is on. It's really funny. It's really good. I like the characters. I always loved watching the reruns of episode 1 or whatever reruns I could catch. I never caught the episodes as they came out. And so, like, for a solid couple months, like watching Disney Channel went from something I dreaded to something I could enjoy again because Gravity Falls was on. And also my sister liked it, so we were able to watch the show together. It was nice. And then season 1 ended, and then it got taken off of Disney Channel and became a Disney XD exclusive, a channel we did not have in our cable package. And so Gravity Falls for me just kind of ended, and I went, alright, well, that's the end of that show. then years later, I got people singing its praises and raving about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. It was a pretty good show. And they're like, no, all this crazy stuff about the storyline and how the narrative develops, and I'm just like, what? You mean that funny, goofy show about the kid with the journal? That one? Yeah, man. I'm like, oh, wow. That's crazy, because, like, it ended for me. I didn't know it continued. I thought it got canceled or something. But no, sure enough, it kept going, and I just missed it. Because Disney Channel's terrible. I don't know how it is today, but I remember when I was younger, Disney Channel was like an awful channel, just because of the complete lack of cartoons or any likable sitcoms. I mean, I enjoyed Wizards of Waverly Place, and I enjoyed Good Luck Charlie a bit, but after that, it's just like terrible, terrible stuff. There was this one, but yeah, Gravity Falls, fantastic show. I'm really liking it. I finished season 1 recently, and I remember season 1 being mostly comedic, uneventful, but no, season 1, that is a strong season, beginning to end. I adored it. I had such a great time watching it. I could recommend it to anyone, really. It's such a great show. What's funny is I remember there was a podcast I used to listen to called The Best Friends Cast, and one of the things they said is that, you know, it's nothing new or crazy, it just has no flaws. And I kinda agree. Like, nothing Gravity Falls does is new or amazing, but it's flawless. Like, I can't think of a single complaint I have about the show. I guess the only thing I could really say about it is it tends to use, like, a lot of modern day meme, or not modern day, but a lot of current to the time it came out meme language. That only happens every once in a while, and also there is some cringe there. Or there was some cringe in the story with, like, specifically, like, childhood romances that are hard to sit through, but that's because of my own personal, like, experiences. I can't think of anything really bad about the show. There was this really funny bit, though, that, like, sums up how I felt about Disney Channel when I was younger. And it's when Dipper and Mabel were watching TV together, and it was just this awful kids show Mabel was watching, and just she's like having a great time watching it, and everyone else in the room is just like audibly groaning, and Dipper says, "There is not a single good thing about this," and I'm just like, yeah, that sums up how I felt about most shows on Disney Channel. I'm just like watching it with my sister, like eyes glazed over, mouth agape, just like, this is awful. Like, this is just the worst. Why are you watching this? This is painful to sit through. Like, I can think of some examples like Shake It Up, Dog with a Blog, just like so many garbage sitcoms on that channel. Just like, the laugh track was burnt into my memory. Just dreadful shows. But yeah, just, that's what this episode's about. It started being about me talking about good work and more, now it has become about me just talking about how awful the state of Disney Channel was for me as a kid. I don't know how it is now. I haven't looked at what's on the channel. I'm assuming nothing good, considering most cartoons that came on existed to be on for like a week and then just became a Disney XD exclusive. Just, man. Watch Gravity Falls. That's one thing I can say is watch it in any way that you can. But yeah, I'm looking forward to running the D&D campaign. I'm looking forward to playing more 14. I'm looking forward to streaming. Looking forward to good work. I'm looking forward to good work and then maybe eventually getting a job, because we've pretty much explored all paths in my area, and despite everyone telling me that nobody's working and that everyone everywhere has openings, I don't know if that's true, because as someone who's trying to get paid a decent amount for working a full-time job, it's just not happening. At least not anywhere I'd want to work. But My standards aren't high. I want to do factory work, but just no availabilities in my area. It's crazy. Honestly, if I had a car, it wouldn't be that much of a problem. Alright, well, sorry for today's very sleepy episode of Alex Crossing. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe. Even if you didn't enjoy it, next time will be better. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to hang out with me and just join our community, be sure to check out our Twitter down below and join our Discord. Thank you for watching, and well, 1 second. Have a good night.